And then we have to mute.
So anyway, I can either mute everybody when we're ready to sit in center, but just about today, the moon is in Scorpio. So I just had a text from somebody who was changing our arrangements for today, and she said she was really emotional. And it's like, whoa, what's going on? So the moon in Scorpio is the depths. That's where we go in and excavate our egoic stuff, our shadow stuff. It's Pluto bringing everything up for us to see so that we can acknowledge it and heal it and then let it go. So it's death, rebirth. So today the moon is in Scorpio. Let's see, how long is it in Scorpio? So tomorrow, and then Sunday it goes into Sagittarius, which is much lighter and freedom loving. And so we have a couple of days, and yoga is the perfect thing to do with a moon in Scorpio. Of course, it's perfect all the time. What am I saying? But Scorpio moon is just a natural setup for that kind of exploration and allowing. So it might be difficult to do it in a class because it is a deep process, but at least it sets you up so that if you want to sit in introspection, you can do that, and you have the class to kind of support you in that, even if it's just in your memory of what we did or your experience of it. So it's really, I have 3 planets and 2 asteroids in Scorpio. That's more than a stellium. So it's intense with all of that. But with just the moon in Scorpio, you know, we're fine. It's just, it's conducive to that kind of exploration and introspection. So we're going to use the energy, and of course we'll still have fun with our yoga practice. I'm going to take you through some the piriformis exercises again for strengthening, but just know that if you happen to feel emotional, and people are all over the place, we have different things in our natal charts, our numerological charts, where some people are just naturally more emotional. If you have a lot of water in your astrology chart, that's emotion, and it's power as well. So we have to learn how to manage it and not let it take us over. So but with Scorpio work, you want to have some privacy and be able to experience emotion if you need to, allow memory to come up of anything that's holding you back, or any emotions that have not been acknowledged, and then acknowledge it. We don't have to act out our feelings. We can just feel them, experience them, acknowledge them, and then let them go, because emotion is emoting. It's energy in motion. So there's nothing bad about it. It might feel emotional, but and it might not. It just depends on how you experience your life and your chart, your soul setup. So with all of that, we will move on, and we've got a good hour to work with our.
Cool. And there's one important sentence you need to remember during that, which is, I release what no longer serves me.
Yes, that's a great, I don't want to say affirmation, a great intention. Yes, yes, that's a great intention for today especially. So I'm going to mute everybody for now. And we're already recording, so we'll just get going with our yoga play. All right, I'm glad you're all here. Welcome, welcome. Welcome any subscribers that come and watch the recording later. The moon may have moved on by the time you get this, but it can be conducive regardless, just through intention and healing. When you have things that you want to heal and you ask for assistance from spirit or source energy or the archangels, you always, always receive if you remain open to it. Spirit always answers those prayers. You know, some people say, well, God never answers my prayers. Well, with healing, if nothing else, if you don't recognize answers to prayers anywhere else in your life, when you ask for healing, it's definite. Just watch for it. So I can attest to that over a lifetime of working with Scorpio energy. So we'll just sit tall and let go of the weak. We have a beautiful day ahead of us. And it's beautiful in the present moment. And just remembering our statement that Steve presented for us. I release all that no longer serves me. Just sit and see how that resonates in your body as you intend for that release. Bring your hands into Bhu Mudra. That will assist in your release. So index finger and long finger, arms out, and just placing those fingertips on the ground, connecting with Gaia, Earth Mother, and releasing out through your fingertips into the ground where it's easily transmuted. I like to envision kind of a circle where the earth energy is coming up into the Muladhara root chakra, up into the body, and then out the shoulders and out through the fingertips. So bringing in that fresh earth energy, raw, red, vibrant earth energy, and then releasing what no longer serves you. Just take a moment and allow. Now bring your awareness to your breath and connect with your breathing. Notice if your tendency is to hold the breath or to tighten in the abdomen. Notice the pattern. If your inhale is longer or your exhale, or maybe they're even, just notice. Become aware of any possible emotion just at the door, waiting to be acknowledged. Notice your mind if it's busy, 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 or calm, slowing down. And then notice any sensations around your body. If your arms get tired holding them in Mudra, you can bend your elbows, you can bring your fingertips onto your knees, or just rest your hands. So no expectation here. See what your body is telling you through the language of sensation. And we'll attune to breath now. Just bring your palms into Anjali Mudra, prayer hands, and we'll breathe our deep breath as we lift, arms overhead. And a longer exhale, breathe out. And continue around a few times around. Use your Ujjayi breath if you remember that technique. Ocean sounding breath. Two more rounds. Now, as you lower your arms, just bring them back up to parallel to the floor. Bend your elbows and just see if you can keep your wrist and your elbow in line with your shoulder. And take in a deep breath. And as you breathe out, draw your arms and shoulders open. Open the heart center in your sternum. Draw shoulder blades closer together. And then isometrically squeeze as you bring your arms forward, bringing forearms together, palms together, and squeeze. And breathe again, open. Draw the arms back, open the shoulders and the chest. Now just lift your arms, bringing fingertips to touch, and then bring them back. And breathe up. Breathe out. Breathe up. Breathe out. And then extend your arms, bring them around behind you, interlace fingers, and draw your arms away from your back. Lift, and you can press your head back to contract in those upper muscles. And then release, bring arms up overhead, interlace fingers, breathe, and turn palms up and extend the arms, lift up out of the hips, out of the ribs, open the shoulders, lift higher, palms to the ceiling, reach again. It's amazing how much further you can reach when you just try. Reach, reach, and press back. And then relax your arms down and circle around in your shoulders. And reverse. Okay, so from here, let's just come into a twist and open our spines. So just breathe. Well, wait a minute. Have your left leg in front. We'll start with that and I'll mirror you. At least I think. On Zoom, it's hard to tell sometimes. But just breathe, arms up overhead. Turn your torso towards that left leg and lower your arms down. Your right hand will go on your left knee and your left arm around behind. You haven't twisted yet, so reach up through your crown, lift, extend in the spine, breathe, and breathe out as you use your arms to pull you into your twist. Look over your shoulder. Take your time. Shoulders down. Breathe. Now for the fun of it, with that back arm, so it'll be your left arm, just come down onto your forearm. Bring your right hand in front of you. Extend your legs out. Come onto your left hip and stack your feet if you can. If not, you can put one in front of the other. But you're on your forearm, on your left forearm. You can use your front hand or not, depending on how much challenge you want for a side plank on your elbow. So we're just going to press down on that forearm, taking a breath, and lift your hips up. You can bring that arm up, that right arm up, lift your hips, and then lower back down. Breathe and come up. Now see if you can lift your hips into a little arch there, and then lower down. And you can use your right hand to help with stability if you wish, whatever helps you. Feet are flexed like you're standing on them. So they provide a good leverage. Breathe, lift your hips up, 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 and lower down. One more time. Come up and down. Release your arm and press up. Now we'll go to our twist on the other side. So you had your left leg in front initially. So now bring your right leg in front. Breathe a deep breath, lift arms overhead. Turn your torso towards that right knee and bring your arms down, left arm on right knee, right arm behind you. So you're just facing the knee. Reach up, extend in your spine, breathe. Breathe out. Use your arms for leverage, relax your spine, and twist. Keep the breath flowing. Take your mind and just stream it up and down your spine. Check in, see how it feels. Notice the sensations as you hold your twist. Are you feeling heat and warmth coming in somewhere? You feel opening? Just what's happening? All right. And now we'll work with our side plank on the forearm. So just bring your right arm down. Extend your legs out and press onto your right side. Just line up like you're standing with your forearm out. Try to make a straight line. You want your elbow under your shoulder for best stability and benefit. And again, you can keep your left hand in front of you, or you can lift it up in your side plank. So we'll breathe and press the hips up. Lift that arm if you want, and lower the hips down. Breathe and lift. See if you can arch them up to the ceiling a little bit more. And down. Breathe. And down. Let's go one more time. Lift. See if you can hold for 2 breaths here. Lift, lift, lift. And come back down. Beautiful. All right, so here, just swing your legs around to the back. Come into puppy stretch. Hips are up, shoulders stretch down. All right, so lift up, come down onto your forearms. Bring your palms together, interlace your fingers. Draw the bottom pinky finger in so you don't cause any pain there or injury. Turn your toes under, extend into a front elbow plank. Stretch through your heels. Give your calves a nice stretch. Activate your hips and legs. Lengthen through the crown. So here we are again, ready for an uplifting experience. So just lift your hips up and look towards your feet. Come back to center your plank. Breathe, deep breath.
Lift, look towards your feet. Yep, they're still there. And come back. And lift. Hold this time, looking towards your feet. Whoops. Now walk your feet in, just inch them in on the balls of your feet as you lift your hips. Walk your feet in towards your head. Just come in where it's comfortable. Press firmly in your forearms. Head is off the floor. Bend your knees, just relax for a moment. And then lift again, straighten your legs. Walk your feet in, see if they'll come a little further. Lift, lift, lift. Hold. Breathe. Press. Now bend your knees, let your legs come down. Unwind your hands and lift up. So your toes are still bent under. If you can, sit on your heels. Shake out your arms. Very good. And if you want, a few circles in your shoulders. Coming back. All right. Now, we're going to head towards Camel. We're going to stretch the front of the body. We've been working with the core muscles quite a bit. So we're just going to lift up onto our knees. If you need a little more support, a little more softening under your knees, you can either bend your mat over, making more of a pillow, or you can use a cushion, or maybe you don't need any of that. So whatever works for you, but toes are under. Just bring your hands. I'm going to turn sideways just for demonstration purposes. You never know when there's somebody new watching for the first time. So just bring your palms onto the sacrum. And reach up through your crown. Lift. Engage in the hips to protect your low back. Press your hands gently on your low back and arch to the back. Lift the sternum, the chin, ribs. And then kind of lean back over your heels and then come forward. Bring your chin down. A slight rounding in the upper back. Reach up. Engage hips. Lift in the front of your body. Let that stretch after all the work you did with your core. Open the shoulders, the heart, navel area. Lean back. Now just take one hand to your heel, whether it's fingertips, if you're able to reach, or you can hold on to the heel. And then with your free arm, lift up and align your shoulders so they're forward and bring that arm back to your ear. So you're in a straight line, you're arching, hips are aligned forward, shoulders forward. Breathe. Relax into the stretch. Hips are engaged. And now reach that arm forward like you're reaching for an invisible rope. Pull yourself up and bring your hands back onto your sacrum, a little rounded stretch after your back bending. And now we'll go to the other side. Breathe and reach up through your crown. Engage hips and lean back. Press your right hand on the sacrum and take the left hand to your heel, fingertips, or holding onto the heel, leaning back, and then the right arm up, unless you did it the first time. So just switch sides. Open, hips engaged, arm next to your ear, arch in the back. You can press your hips slightly forward. Relax. Now take your arm, reach forward like you're reaching for an invisible rope and pull yourself up and come down into child's pose. Let the toes out so the tops of your feet are on the ground. And you can either have knees together or big toes together and open your knees for your child's pose. Whatever serves you best here. You can do it a little while in each version if you want. Make sure your head is supported either on the floor or overlap your arms or use a block or something so that your neck can completely relax. If you're in classic child's pose, Balasana, arms are next to your legs, thumbs by your ankles, and let your shoulders relax. Soften your elbows, bend them a little bit, and let your shoulders hang in relaxation. Upper back, everything, let it relax. Now, just for a moment or two, imagine the underworld where we store things that we don't feel ready or haven't in the past felt ready to release. Things that can hold you back are in the underworld. So just imagine going down into the underworld. It may look dark or gray and ugly, barren, but you are the light. So just let yourself be there and see what shows up for you, whether it's an emotion, a silly monster, someone that you know who is possibly a negative in your life, a memory. What is there holding you back? Relax your shoulders again. Now, if something did show up for you, whatever it is,
A silly monster, an emotion, a person, a memory. Bring love into your heart center and send that love into that object. Transmute it. Send it love. See it turning into the light and integrating with you. And then climb back up out of the underworld. Now squeeze your fingers. Bring your palms onto the mat next to your knees. Lift your head. Slide your hands forward. We'll come into a downward facing dog. Just find your best alignment for today in down dog. Loosen up a little bit more. Tilt your hips up. Heels down. Now just walk your feet into center. Soften your knees, bend in your hips, and just pull up, arms up overhead. Slowly come up. You've been inverted. Bring palms together. Bring them down over your heart center. Separate your feet a little bit so you feel stable and can close your eyes here just for a few breaths. There he is. So just standing. Welcome back to Steve. So with feet comfortably apart and palms together. Now just close your eyes and send gratitude in to you, your higher self, all the way up to the creator being for the ability and the knowledge in how to transmute what no longer serves you. Freeing you. And allowing you to feel more joy, more compassion, deeper love. All right, so come towards the front end of your mat. I better move that out of the way. And we'll come into a warrior one and loosen up some more in our hips. Take in your breath. Soften your knees and step your left leg back into warrior one. Lift up in the torso. Breathe, arms up overhead. Bring your hands into Kali Mudra. Kali Mudra, the fingertips are up, the thumbs are next to each other, and the fingers are all interlaced, except for the index. So just point your Kali Mudra up overhead. Imagine your arms are swords, and anything that's left that no longer serves you is like ribbons in front of your body. And just bring your arms down like a sword and cut through those ribbons
and bring arms back up overhead. We'll do this 3 times. So there's 1. Cut the ribbons. 2. Excuse me. Come up and cut those ribbons. 3. Now point your arms forward. Bring the weight onto the front leg, front foot. Change your drishti to the floor. Shift the weight. Bring your body into warrior 3, a balanced pose. Just lift the back leg. Keep your shoulders lifted. Lengthen out through your fingertips and toes. Hold, 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 hold. And let that foot come back down and bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Beautiful. Breathe a couple of breaths. All right, and other side, taking your breath. Soften your knees, so right leg back into warrior 1. Hands into Kali Mudra. Breathe up overhead. Imagine those ribbons. What color are they? What shape are they? How big are they? And take your sword and cut through those ribbons. Breathe it up 2 more times. Cut. Use your sword. Let your hips relax into warrior 1 as well. Last time. Cut through those ribbons. Now just bring your arms forward. So like an arrow, just transfer the weight, change your drishti to the floor, change the weight to the front leg. Lift your arms, lift the back leg, and stretch into warrior 3, balancing stick. Lift your shoulders, keep them pointing forward. Lift, lift, lift. And bring the leg in, palms back into Anjali Mudra. All right, and release your arms. Separate your feet, mat width, and we'll come into a standing twist and just let go of any intensity from that Scorpio moon. And come back to center. Okay, now separate your feet a little wider. We'll come into a nice stretch. So the toes are slightly out. Breathe arms out into 5-pointed star. And hinge forward from the hips. And from here, you might want to turn your toes in. Reach down. You can either bring your hands underneath your torso or at your ankles or feet. Just hang in a stretch. Breathe. And relax a little bit more on the exhale. And bend one knee, go over to the side. Bend the other knee, go to the other side. And back to center. And draw down into head to knee. All right, now place your hands just below each knee. Straighten your elbows. Your torso should be parallel to the floor. Engage the muscles in your legs. Press your feet down into the ground. Arms out to the side and just lift your crown
back up into 5-pointed star. All right. Now, for warrior 2, you can turn sideways on your mat if you wish. I just happen to have one going that direction. So turn out your left leg and your right heel presses away. Hips are pointed forward. Take in your breath. Separate your feet however far you want, the distance for your alignment. Breathe and breathe out into warrior 2. We'll do some vinyasa moves. Just breathe it in and out. Press down in the back hip and open the bent knee and come into warrior 2. So legs are engaged. Gaze over the fingertips, over the bent knee. Relax. Take your mind into your hips. Where are you feeling this? What is the sensation? What's the message from your body? All right. Bring your back hand, your right hand onto the back leg. Lift up in your left arm into a side stretch. Mindful of the front knee opening. And bring the arms back. Bring your left hand onto the front knee. Lift the back arm and come into a modified lateral angle. You can use your forearm if you wish. Open the shoulder. Look up. Press down in your feet. Lift back to center. Warrior 2. Breathe. And go to the back. Reverse warrior. Breathe to center. Bring your hand down onto the front knee or your forearm. Come into modified lateral angle. One more time. Lift. Reach. Go to the back. Keep your knee alignment in the front leg. Breathe. And breathe out. And come into your lateral angle. Now turn and face the front leg. Bring both hands down onto the floor, fingertips. Lift the back heel. You'll be in sun pose. Now bring the left hand in front. Walk the hands around. Lift up and come into sun pose. On the other side, lift your chin. Bring the back foot down. Press up. And face forward in warrior 2. And a few vinyasa. Breathe out as you bend. Breathe in and out. Press down in the back hip. Good. All right, and hold. Let your hips relax. Perfect your alignment wherever you need to adjust. Gaze over your fingertips. And breathe. Lift into reverse warrior. Side stretch. Reach. Breathe. And down into modified lateral angle. Reach. This nice line from fingertips to the outer edge of your foot. Look up. Breathe. Deep breath. Back. Breathe to the front. One more round. Over to the back. Breathe. Modified lateral angle. Reach. And then come into warrior 2. 5-pointed star. You can walk your feet in or bend your knees and hop in, palms together. All right. Now down on the mat. Just come down onto your back. Now breathe, arms up overhead. Stretch long, draw your low back down. Bring palms together. Bring your arms up and let your elbows squeeze together and your palms. And you want to keep your forearms parallel to the floor. So don't lift or lower, keep them level. Taking a breath. Now stretch your arms up overhead, but keep squeezing. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Just go as far as you can. Hold for a count of 7. And then stretch your arms up overhead, out to the side. Bring palms and forearms together once again. Squeeze them, press them isometrically together. Strong. Press. And keep your forearms parallel to the floor. Breathe and lengthen your arms up overhead, but keep squeezing. Go as far as you can go. Hold for a count of 7. This is a trapezius release, your upper back. And I didn't used to think this did anything until I repeated it and repeated it and repeated it. And the next day I was really sore. So it does work. Take arms up overhead and out to the side. Just skim the floor. Bringing arms back down and palms together, elbows together. Squeeze isometrically. Press. Parallel to the floor. Breathe. Arms up overhead. This is the last one. Stretch. Your arms may shake, and that's perfectly natural. It's not a sign of weakness. It's just this is not something we do very often. So your muscles aren't used to it. And release arms up overhead and down to your sides. Draw your knees in just to give your back a little release in the low back and your hips. As a matter of fact, while you're lying here with your knees bent, cross the right leg over, lift your feet, and see if you can reach your shins, your ankles, or the outer edge of your feet. This is another glute stretch. You can rock side to side if you want, but your feet are lifted and then you draw them in towards your shoulders or towards the floor. Breathe. If you go too far, just let off a little bit and then pull back in. This is our last stretch before Shavasana. Feet are flexed. And now we're just going to switch, cross the other leg over top, bend your knees and reach whatever you can hold on to. It's just so you can pull your legs in. Okay, so you let your feet come up towards your shoulders and then pull down towards the floor. Feet are flexed. Breathe. You can rock side to side too if that feels good for you. All right, now release. Uncross your legs, unwind. And if you don't need socks or blanket or cushion or anything, just bring your feet down, slide one heel out on the diagonal, and then the other heel out, and turn your palms up. If your shoulders are kind of lifted, you want them to relax more, take your arms out to the side a little further, soften the elbows, bend them, and let your shoulders drop back to the floor. Let your low back sink down onto the ground. Let go of all holding and all things that might be holding you back, that no longer serves you. Bring in the emotion of gratitude. Feel that emotion. Intensify it. Intensify once again. Now let it all go. Just relax. Sink down. Go deeper now. Let go. Om Bhurбhuvah Swahat Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om Bhurбhuvah Swahat Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om Bhurбhuvah Swahat Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om Bhurбhuvah Swahat Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om. 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 Ah, bringing yourself back now from your deep relaxation, your reverie. Just notice how your body feels in the stillness. Feel the stillness. Feel the ground beneath you supporting you like a friend. Feel your breath flowing through you, the prana in the air. And then start to bring some little moves into fingers and toes. Circle around in your ankles. And then slide your feet together. Draw your knees up to your chest. Give your legs a big hug for all the work they do, getting you from place to place. And then roll to one side and press up into sitting.
Bring your hands into Kali Mudra and point the fingertips, the index fingers down to the ground. Just stretch your arms out. One final release. Anything that's left from the deeper underworld, transmuted and release. I release what no longer serves me. Sealing in the benefits of your practice today with a mudra, sealing in your intention, and then bring palms into Anjali Mudra. We go from the depths to the heights. And may you live free, shine your light, share your joy. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.